Hello dear students, welcome to my science class. Today we will discuss the chapter Acids, Bases and Salts. This is the fifth chapter of your class 7 science book. Now, first of all, what are acids? An acid is a chemical substance that has a sour taste. Many food items like lemons, curd, vinegar and orange taste sour because of the presence of acid in them. Acids are never stored in metal containers. They are rather stored in glass containers because acids are generally reactive in nature. If we will keep in metal containers, they can react with the metal and corrode them, while glass does not react with acids at all. So, we store acids in glass. Now, bases. What are bases? A base is a chemical substance that has a bitter taste and they are soapy in texture. They are found in different substances like bleach, ammonia, washing powder and soap. Bases are also called as alkaline. Now, there's a table in your NCERT. The acid and where they are found, like acetic acid is found in vinegar, formic acid is present in ant stink, citric acid is present in a number of citrus fruits like orange, lemon, lactic acid is present in curd, oxalic acid is present in spinach, ascorbic acid, that is vitamin C, is present in amla and other citrus fruits, tartaric acid is present in tamarind, while calcium hydroxide, which is a base, is present in lime water. Ammonium hydroxide is present in window cleaners, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide in soap, and magnesium hydroxide is present in milk of magnesia. What is milk of magnesia? It is your antacid. Now, indicators. What are indicators? An indicator is a substance that can determine if if a substance is acidic or basic. We cannot taste every object and find its nature. That is why we use indicators. The indicators indicate the presence of an acid or base in a substance by changing their color. And there are a number of indicators like turmeric, China rose petals, litmus, phenolphthalein, etc. Now, these indicators are broadly categorized into natural indicators and synthetic indicators. So now what are natural indicators? Indicators that occur in nature are called as natural indicators. So what are the examples of natural indicators? Are litmus, turmeric and hibiscus or China rose petals are natural indicators. So first of all, let us see litmus. Litmus is obtained from a lichen. What is a lichen? Lichen is an organism which is a symbiotic association between an algae and a fungi, and it is available in form of solution and litmus paper in the form of paper strips, and they are available in two colors, red litmus and blue litmus. So acids convert blue litmus to red, while bases convert red litmus to blue. So there is a table here. We have tested few solutions with litmus paper. Let us see the result. Tap water, no change in color in any of the papers. So we can say that it is neutral. Detergent solution, red litmus changes to blue, so it is basic. So if we are testing a solution with litmus paper, we have to dip both the strips. If red litmus, there is no change in the red litmus while there is change of blue litmus paper to red, then this suggests that the specific solution is acidic. If it is changing blue litmus to red and no change in red litmus. While in case of blue, it will be opposite. The red litmus will change to blue, while there will be no color change in case of blue litmus paper. So this is the table. A number of solutions have been tested, and we can observe the change in color, and then we can infer whether a solution is acidic or alkaline or basic. Now, turmeric. So we can use turmeric as an indicator also. When added to a base, the color changes to orangish red, while no color change is observed in case of acid. So this is the table for different solutions and their effect on turmeric solution. Lemon juice, no change in color, so it is acidic, or it can be neutral also. Orange juice, no change in color because orange juice has citric acid, we have studied. So it will be either acidic or neutral. Milk of magnesia changes, the color changes to red, so it will be basic. A baking soda, the color changes to red, so it will be basic. With sugar or common salt, no change in color, so it can be acidic or it can be neutral also. Now, China rose. We use China rose petals as a natural indicator. How to make the indicator? You just have to take China rose petals and soak it in water for a few hours, and the liquid which is obtained after that it can be used as an indicator. So we have observed that with an acid, China rose petals give magenta color, while with the base, China rose petals give green color. Now we have tested the solutions with the China rose petals. Shampoo, a dilute solution of shampoo, initially it is milky in color and the color change is green. So green means it is a base. Lemon juice turns it into magenta, turns the China rose solution into magenta. That means it is acidic in nature. In the same way, soda water turns green, so it is a base. Vinegar turns the solution into magenta color, so it will be an acid, right? So let's see what are the difference between acid and bases. So first of all, as I have told, acids are sour in taste, while bases are bitter in taste and they are soapy in texture. This is the first and very most difference between the acid and base. Then acids turn blue litmus red, but bases do not change the color of blue litmus paper. Acids do not change the color of red litmus, but bases turn red litmus blue. With China rose indicator, they give dark pink or magenta color, while bases give green color with China rose indicators. Then acids do not change the color of turmeric indicator, while bases turn the color of turmeric indicator to red. Now, neutralization. What is neutralization? Neutralization is a process or a chemical reaction in which an acid and a base is mixed with each other in order to neutralize their acidic and basic nature. The product that is formed after the neutralization process is called as a salt, and this salt can be acidic or basic or neutral. The neutralization process results in the generation of heat which raises the temperature of the reaction mixture. So in this neutralization reaction, acid and bases are neutralized by each other, and in this reaction salt and water is produced and heat is released. So this is neutralization reaction. Here we can see an example. Hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide, which is a base, and it forms sodium chloride, our common salt. Water is released and heat is produced. Now, synthetic indicators. As we have studied about natural indicators, that natural indicators occur naturally. So synthetic indicators are man-made. The example is phenolphthalein, and there is one more example, methyl orange. So Phenolphthalein is slightly pink in color, and it is used for testing neutralization reactions. When an acid is added to phenolphthalein solution turns colorless, indicating the presence of an acid. When a base is added to phenolphthalein solution, the solution retains its pink color, indicating the presence of a base. Now, acid rain. This is a very upcoming topic and a well-known environmental issue. When the rainwater has increased amount of acids, then the rain is called as acid rain. Now, how this acid rain occurs? This acid rain is formed because of the presence of air pollutants like nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, which are produced from automobile exhaust and the chimneys from factories. These pollutants mix with the rainwater and form acids like nitric acid, sulfuric acid and carbonic acid. A nitrogen dioxide mixes with rainwater to produce nitric acid. Sulfur dioxide mixes with water to produce sulfuric acid, and carbon dioxide mixes with water to produce carbonic acid. Now the acid rain is this acid rain severely affects the vegetation, animal life, and even it corrodes the buildings. Now the pH scale. What is pH scale? It is the measure of acidity or basic nature of a substance. By determining its pH value, we can measure the acidic nature, whether a substance is acidic or basic, by this pH scale. So pH scale, the value of pH scale is 1 to 14, and we go from acidic to alkaline or basic. 1 is the lowest, is most acidic, while 14 is the most basic, and 7 is neutral. So pH value is generally determined by using pH strips or solutions. Now universal indicator. So what is universal indicator? Universal indicator is supplied as a solution or as universal indicator paper, and it is a mixture of several different indicators. Unlike litmus, universal indicator can show us how strong an acid is or how strong a base is. Not just that solution is acidic or alkaline. What happens? In case of litmus, we can just find out that whether a substance is acidic or basic, but using a universal indicator, we can find out how strong the acid is or how weak the acid is by the change in color. So this is measured using the pH scale, and we have the pH scale. So we use this universal indicator has many different colors, like here, from red, different color changes from red, which is strongly acidic, to dark purple for strongly alkaline, and in the middle is the pH 7, which is indicated by green color. So how we measure the pH of a substance using a universal indicator? You only have to put a small spot of the test solution on the paper and then leave the color to develop for 30 seconds, and then we have to compare the color change with this pH scale. This is the method to test the pH of a given substance. Now this neutralization reaction is used in our everyday life. The examples are, first is indigestion. As we all know that our stomach contains hydrochloric acid because it helps in digesting the food. But too much of acid in the stomach causes indigestion, and sometimes this indigestion is painful. And what do we do to relieve pain from indigestion? We use antacids like milk of magnesia. This milk of magnesia contains magnesium hydroxide, and it is a base, so it neutralizes the effect of acid in our stomach. Now the next example is ant sting or ant bite. As we have studied that ant bite sting consists of formic acid. When an ant bites, it injects the acidic liquid, that is formic acid, into our skin, and it causes pain and irritation in our skin, the affected area. The effect of this sting can be neutralized by rubbing moist baking soda, which is sodium hydrogen carbonate, or calamine solution, which is zinc carbonate, because these are basic in nature and they neutralize the effect of formic acid. Now, third example is soil treatment. Because of excessive use of chemical fertilizers, what happens? Our soil becomes acidic, either very too acidic or too basic, and this nature of soil that is too acidic or too basic is harmful for the growth of plants. So we treat the acidic soil using quicklime, which is calcium oxide, or slaked lime, which is calcium hydroxide, to neutralize the soil. And if the soil is too basic, then we use organic matter, because it consists of this organic matter, that is compost. Organic matter consists of organic acids which neutralize the basic effect of soil. So this was about soil treatment. And then we have the factory waste. Most of the factory waste or the factory effluents contain acids, and we know that the factory effluent flows into the water bodies, but if this acidic factory effluent will if we allow this acidic factory waste into the water bodies, what will happen? It will kill the fishes and other organisms that are there in the water bodies. So in order to save the water life, aquatic life, what we can do, we can neutralize the effect of these acids by adding basic substances. So this was all about the chapter acids, bases and salts. I hope you all have understood the chapter well. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Read the chapter well, revise the chapter well. Thank you, students.